Hello.
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 Let's go!
Hey. You who witness it must swear before the name of the devil to keep it secret.
She is not the one. After you promised me, I promised you nothing. Johnny, I swear I'll get her.
Oh, God, Johnny, no.
They are not men. They are dead bodies. Dead. Zombies. The living dead.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Hi, and welcome to the High Fives Punk Rock Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and with me is my co-host, Justin. How's it going, Justin?
It's going great, Mike. How are you?
You know, living life, trying to learn how to speak English.
Yeah, it's gonna come. It's come.
New. How you been?
I've been doing pretty good. No complaints.
That's good. That's good.
I'm
That's a classy sound.
ultra satisfying sound of a cold, refreshing, non-alcoholic beer.
Is it a non-alcoholic one?
Saturday night. It is. Yeah. I heard you sipping your tea earlier, and I was.
I went with coffee because it's 10 o'clock, and I had one when I got home from soccer practice, and that was not enough. So I'm going for a second dose of caffeine.
If I had coffee at 10 o'clock at night, I wouldn't sleep till Tuesday.
Really? It doesn't do that to me at all. Like once in a while it will, but
Like I'll still fall asleep, but I'll have the worst, most like restless sleep.
I have pretty restless sleeps. You know me.
Stop fucking drinking coffee right before you go to bed.
That's kind of funny because like ever since I was a kid, I had tea before bed. I don't know why my mom thought that was a good idea to give little
Like
kids
black tea?
Yeah, before bed all the time. And basically until I started drinking coffee, I had tea before bed. No, actually that's a lie. Basically until the doctor told me I needed to cut out like as much sugar, I drank tea before bed, which is probably why I'm a shitty sleeper amongst my crazy anxiety and other.
For as long as I've known you, you've never been able to sleep. And now you're saying for as long as I've known you, you've had caffeine right before bed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that whole causation correlation thing, but I feel like these things might be connected here.
Look, Justin, I did my research. Doesn't really matter. Really makes you think.
Really makes you think.
So, Justin, I guess I asked you what was new. Have you been listening to anything lately?
Yeah, I feel like there's so much new music that's come out in the last 8 weeks. And then I want to look back as to what new stuff I've been listening to. And unsurprisingly, I've missed most of it. So I'm still catching up from months ago. But there are a few very recent standouts that I have been listening to. The first one just came out, I think, earlier this week. And the album is These Exact Days, These Peaceful Nights. It's the new Seth Anderson record.
Awesome.
Which is great. It's just such a good, like, put on. I've listened to it a number of times already at the office, like just to have in the background kind of thing. It's great.
Yeah, I thought like on Quick Listen last week, right when it came out on a weird day. It came out on a Tuesday, which is old school, but I thought it might be his most complete album, hey? Front to back. Like I really like Seth's albums, and it's not saying any of the other ones aren't complete, but for some reason this one felt like a giant story, or you could feel everything was connected, like they were written at the same time or something. They weren't just a collection of songs.
Yeah, more of an album feel. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Great work. And Seth's a great guy.
Yeah. I know he was on the podcast before, right?
Yeah, Seth's been on the podcast.
Yeah. He sounds like an awesome guy and good Alberta boy.
Well, he's from Nova Scotia, I think, but he lives in Alberta now.
Yeah.
Which is basically the Alberta boy.
Yeah,
from out east.
Yeah, exactly. Been here more than 6 months. He's not from Nova Scotia nor Alberta, but I've also been listening to the new, I was going to say Caroyln album, but maybe it's Caroline. Caroyln? Must be Caroyln.
I think it's the Caroyln.
The Caroyln, yeah. Pyramid Scheme of Grief, which is pretty good. At first listen, I'm like, this album feels really repetitive, and then I realized I've already listened through the whole thing at least once because it's so short. I'm like, it's 18 minutes long, and there's 11 tracks. So it blazes pretty quickly, and when it'll loop back, and don't let that throw you for a loop, no pun intended.
Coincidence? Christine from Little Low is on that album and one song too. So also another friend of the podcast. You got a theme here going, Justin?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I did see that shit. Yeah.
That's a great album also, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the Caroline album a lot.
Yeah. The other one that I came across, it was just one song that I'd come across, and it was it's on Structure Sounds, Stolen Sounds EP that just came out. It's a covers EP. I don't know a whole lot about this band. I think they're on Wiretap Records, though.
Sorry, what was the band?
Structure Sounds.
Oh, cool. I don't think I've ever heard them before.
Yeah. I hadn't either. I heard a cover of Blinding Lights, the Weekend cover, or the Weekend song. Yeah.
Weird.
So I thought it was a pretty good cover. And they also cover Laura Jane Grace and Amy Winehouse and a couple other, I think there's an Oscar cover on there too. So I think it's 4 or 5 songs. But I did think that Weekend cover was pretty good.
That's pretty cool. That's a really good song, actually, that Weekend song. For a pop song, like it's, I feel like that's like one of those pop songs that's going to be around forever that you'll always hear, and it will never like sound too old. You might be sick of it, but you'll just be like one of those like.
Yeah, it's a well-written pop song for sure.
Is that 3?
That's 3, and I do have a throwback.
Sweet. I love the Justin throwback.
Yeah, I think the other night we were talking about Soundgarden and then Mother Love Bone. So I did go back and listen to Mother Love Bone, which then actually made me just go back and listen to Pearl Jam, because I think that's what I really wanted to listen to. So for the last couple of days, I've been listening to quite a bit of Pearl Jam. And actually, it's their second album, Versus, which I did like, but didn't realize how much I liked.
I think that's my favorite of theirs.
Yeah, I always thought it would be 10, but this is maybe giving it a good run for its money.
Yeah, I don't have the same nostalgia for 10. Like, I liked 10 when it came out, but I feel like I was just liking whatever was grunge at the time, but it never like stuck with me. But Versus I just loved, and I think I'll still go back to it every once in a while. Like
Rear View Mirror, that's my like best song on that album in my opinion.
I find like his voice on that one was less of a cliche. Like on 10, I don't think it was intended to be on 10, but because his voice kind of got made fun of and pigeonholed as like that voice, I feel like on Versus it's just like a little bit more. It's less.
I think it's got more range.
Yeah, maybe that's the word. I was trying to think of what the word would be for it, but like it's less kitschy too, or something for me.
Yeah, and not so like deep baritone, and that's like the only thing he can sing. Like he's got pretty good range in the follow-up album. So
I'm not sure why I associate Pearl Jam with you. Were you a big Pearl Jam guy when we were in high school? Did you have a Pearl Jam shirt or something? Like I know
probably not so much in high school. In junior high for sure. Like grade 7, grade 8, and into grade 9. Like that was my favorite
of those bands.
Alternative band or grunge band. Yeah. I think I went and saw them in grade 8.
Yeah, did they come here? Yeah, I feel like I remember them coming
at
here.
the Max Bell. I was like 13 years old and just took the train there by myself. Like just told my parents I'm going out. And
I saw Soundgarden at Max Bell the same sort of way. Well, I didn't tell my parent. I just told them I'm going to a concert. But Max Bell was kind of a weird place to see concerts.
Like it was awful. It was the worst.
It is, and it's weird because we play hockey there a lot, and I can't picture it as a concert venue now. Like it seemed bigger when I went to see concerts there, but now when I sit in it, because they put that addition on, I'm like, was it bigger before or was it the same? It must be the same size because the seats are the same, but it feels like different.
Yeah, I guess once you add the floor to it.
I saw Bad Religion there and Less Than Jake there too, I think, which is like a weird thing to think. But
we saw Strung Out there.
Oh yeah, was that all the same show?
No, I don't think so. I can't remember who else played there. A Static Lullaby or one of those bands played. In like, I don't know, Strung Out had this run of like not the greatest opening bands, and I'm like, I think they do this so that they sound better.
Speaking of sounding better, did you listen to Exile in Oblivion?
I haven't. No, I haven't listened to the remaster. I think I've listened to a couple songs, but that's like I'm half listening at work, so I haven't like put it through like a half decent stereo yet to see if it sounds any better.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to listen. I'm curious because online it's making it sound like it's making a big difference. And admittedly, I'm not great at noticing when bands remix, unless it's like substantially different and awful.
The Suburban remix a remaster is significantly different.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No, either do I. Like everything is crisper and cleaner, which I know you wouldn't like. But all it is the kick drum. Like it's like they just turned that one up to 11. It's so bassy.
Doesn't it feel flat, like the Suburban one?
Yeah, I think it's like they've sort of turned everything up to the same level and then turned the kick drum up a little bit higher than all of those and then put it out.
Anyway, this one's getting a lot of like positive feedback. Okay, so
what have you been listening to?
Wow, look at that segue.
Yeah, I figured I'd tee that one up for you.
Nice, thanks, Justin. Like you, I was like astonished with how much stuff seems to have been coming out in this last like few weeks, like it doesn't feel like we recorded that long ago, but since then it seems there's an endless supply of new music, and it seems to be coming out like all through the week now too, not just on Fridays. So
I don't think there's like a release day anymore. I think it's irrelevant in the streaming era.
it probably is. I mean, Friday's still the go-to day, but I feel like it's just all over the place. Anyway, the first one I was listening to was the new AFI, Silver Bleeds the Black Sun.
Interesting. What do you think?
I'm guessing most people that listen to this podcast probably dabbled in AFI at some time in their life in one shape or another. It's a band that somehow transforms themselves consistently, and they do a good job of it. Like, it doesn't ever sound like it sounds like a different band, but it still sounds like AFI, and they stay interesting to me every single time. And I can see why people don't like when they change, because like they went through their like snotty punk phase, their like wannabe Misfits phase, their like sort of gothy emo phase, and now this one seems to be like a post-punk industrial 80s dark wave phase. Like there's a lot of Joy Division, The Cure, Jesus and the Jesus and Mary chain, industrial like nods to, I would say, like Nine Inch Nails even maybe.
Mm-hmm.
On this one, I really, really like it. I'm not sure why. It might be like my favorite album of the year so far. It's so interesting and different that it's like, I think maybe there's a point where a lot of bands are starting to sound the same. So when somebody does something different, it just like piques my interest. And like they didn't do, and I'm not trying to sound like a dick, I don't want to shit on bands, but like they didn't do the Thrice thing where they like sound so different that you're like, this is not for me. At least in my opinion, but maybe because it's gradual.
I've heard one or maybe two songs, but the first one I heard was just sort of came on shuffle in my car, and then I was just like, oh, this is interesting, it's not bad. And I looked at it and I'm like, this is AFI? And I feel like this is AFI is probably a pretty common reaction for, like you said, each time they sort of change their sound.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And not in a bad way. I think in like a well-evolved way that probably not a lot of bands could pull off.
Yeah, and like I can get if you were like, I like the snotty punk, I won't.
Yeah, like if you're in it for the gang vocals and the like ripping fast
hardcore kind
drum
of stuff.
and bass, it's not gonna.
I can see why you not like it, but the change is always gradual with them. It's like they add little bits of it, and then all of a sudden you're just like, this is a completely different band. Love it, even though I try to picture not seeing what Davey looks like now. He looks like he's some sort of like tantric sex cult guru now. Have you seen the interviews with him?
I have. I think it's like just like they can change his music. His appearance, like if you look at like by the decade pictures of Davey Havok, you're like, how is this the same person? Mm-hmm. And when I first saw pictures of him, I'm like, it looked like like Bob Ross came back and they found him at like fresh out of Woodstock. But then I'm like, you know what? He looks pretty awesome. Like, good for him.
Yeah, good for him, man.
Yeah.
You can't wear leather pants. Well, I guess those might be leather pants too, but can't dress like Danzig forever. Next band I'm listening to is a band called Unicorn Dogs. Unicorn Dogs are from Baltimore, and they're for fans of bands like Dear Landlord, The Copyrights, D4, kind of that pop punk of that ilk. I stumbled across their single that came out, and then did some digging on Google. That's right, I'm done with Bing. It's just Google these days.
Wow. Sponsor money must not be coming in anymore.
Well, it's definitely not coming in.
Google, reach out if you want to talk.
Yeah, Google's probably sponsoring something shittier, like a war crime or something. On that note, check out Unicorn Dogs Inauguration EP. It's quick, fast pop punk, sing-along potential. Highly suggest you pick it up. Next band I'm listening to is a band called American Television, and their EP, You're Not Alone. Have you heard American Television before?
I have not, but I wanted to check this one out.
You'll really like this album. It's melodic punk rock from Washington. It's out on Smart Punk Records.
DC or state?
DC, sorry. I should clarify.
Pass.
The District of Columbia, if you will. Home to future UFC fights, apparently. 6 songs of melodic punk that you want to shout along to. This album is perfect for this fucked up era we're living in. It opens up with a song called This Is Hell, and then there's another song about working in the rat race. The real gem on this is the title track, which is the closer on the EP, and I think I've hit repeat on it a bunch of times in my car when it's finished playing, just to go back to that song. It's such a great closer. Just makes you want to sing along. 6 songs, 6 winners. Last one is not a throwback album, but it's a band called TBD, and their self-titled EP. They're throwback skate punk from the Kootenays, but I think actually maybe Fernie. I'm not 100%. What's the difference between the Kootenay and Fernie's? Kootenay's just an area?
The Kootenays are sort of the other side of that range, so past the Purcells. Past the Purcells? No, not as far as the Purcells, I think. The Kootenays is like Cranbrook area.
Okay, but I think they're actually from Fernie. That's some CanCon BC Alberta knowledge for you all. Anyway, this came way via our old friend Dale, who was the bass player in an old band from our label called Angry Agency. But I guess we're in the age where people like that are starting bands again. If you're looking for a fun throwback to 90s punk rock, I'd give it a whirl. No ska for the Angry Agency fans out there, but I'd like to start a campaign to make Dale ska again. Anyway, TBD should get your mountain kids ready for snowboarding season, so give it a listen. That's it. That's all my picks. And I don't know if there's anything else you had to say before we jump into our topic.
No, let's. I have a new release related to the topic that I want to talk about, but I figured once we introduce the topic, I can get into it.
So on that note, Justin, our topic is Halloween. It's October, and I know you had asked me this if we had done a Halloween episode, and I said no, that I had only made a Halloween mixtape. And then I was speaking with Nate about this, and we did do a Halloween episode. So, But it was way back when, because I can't even find it. So anyway, we did a Halloween episode, but you're a new co-host, so we can do another Halloween episode. Plus, there's like a gazillion Halloween songs. So
yeah, this one was not hard to find material for, which we'll get to in my first pick.
I believe I know the answer to this, but do you like Halloween?
I do. I am sad to say that I think I'm starting to like. It was especially like in our 20s and 30s. Like it was my favorite holiday. Liked it more than. Obviously more than I like Christmas.
Well, you're a notorious Christmas hater.
Yeah, I hate it. I loved Halloween though. It was so fun. It was so fun to like be creative and come up with costumes and like it's a great night out where everyone. I don't know what happens when people like everything becomes just a little bit more. When they've got a costume on or a wig on or just like I don't know. It just makes for like good nights out. So yeah, huge Halloween fan.
Nice. I too enjoy Halloween and dressing up. It's one thing I do miss is like at this age, it's kind of like there aren't very many Halloween parties and we're kind of old to go to a bar dressed up. So
yeah,
it is kind of a shame to do that. And I do miss that.
Yeah, you used to throw a great Halloween party.
I did used to throw a great Halloween party. I should throw another Halloween party, but one of these days I'll make it out to Boats' Halloween party in Vancouver one day. Maybe when we're 50. Anyway, do you like horror movies?
I'm sort of take it or leave it. I don't hate them by any means. I've seen like a few of the more recent ones. I do like I don't like. I guess if I was to create the distinction, I don't like slasher movies.
Yeah, that makes sense. Slashers can be kind of cheesy and also morbid.
But like a good horror, like 28 Days Later or Weapons, I thought was really good.
So you like more of like this, like the suspenseful kind of yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm not like I do like slashers, but only because they're like comedic to me, like they're so ridiculous and over the top. But if I was like wanting a good Halloween movie, I don't know if I would go to a slasher. I like more of the supernatural and haunting suspense stuff too. Like the ones that scare me the most are possession or like those kind of things. But that's probably a combo of growing up with satanic panic culture and Catholicism with a hint of like Croatian superstitions.
Yeah. So and a lot of heavy metal.
Yeah, a lot of heavy metal. That's probably why I gravitated to heavy metal, because I liked the fear of not being allowed to like that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, did you like Halloween cartoon specials when you were little, like the Garfield one or Scooby-Doo or anything like that, or were that too cheesy for you?
Like, I'm sure I liked it when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Not Scooby-Doo.
You didn't like Scooby-Doo.
I didn't like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I'm sure I would have liked the Garfield one. I liked Halloween a lot as a kid too.
Yeah.
Like that was, it's always been it. And now that I have kids, it's fun seeing them dress up, and I still like taking them now trick or treating and like just seeing like all the costumes and kids out there. It's fun.
Well, yeah, kids' costumes are way better now than they used to be too. Halloween decorations, at least in Calgary now, I feel like people really go more all out for house decorations now than when we were kids. Like before, it was like maybe a pumpkin and someone put like a ghost sticker on their like window. or
Yeah.
something, and now it's like full on like lawn displays and stuff. So
Oh yeah, like my kids won't go to houses unless there's like lights and like an inflatable thing on the front door. Because they're like, oh, I don't think they're doing Halloween. I'm like, but their door's open and they're holding a bowl of candy and there's like 2 pumpkins carved with candles in them. And they're like, no, that's not enough. And I'm like,
awesome. Back to the cartoon thing. Obviously, I'm going to guess you like Simpsons Trios of Horrors, though, right?
all of them. Yeah, they're great.
Well, not all of them. Don't pretend that.
Well,
That's not
a
true.
lot of them. I feel like even in the like newer Simpsons ones, they sort of held their own.
Yeah, I'll give it that because they become a lot of them now are just movie parodies. What do you have a favorite Treehouse of Horror one?
Oh, that's a really good question. The Shining knockoff I think is pretty good. Just because of like the no beer, no TV, make Homer go something something. And then when he types out on the typewriter like feeling fine, I think that's great.
That's why Simpsons is so good. Stuff like that is just so random and like I always like the one where Burns is Dracula.
Oh yeah, that one is good. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I mean not so much now, but when that came out, when Homer does like when it's either Bart or Homer does super fun happy slide, that made me laugh for like days. Basically the first like 5 are like flawless.
Yeah, they are really good. The one where all the mascots come to life. Like
so good.
Like Big Boy Donuts and stuff, yeah.
What about like horror podcasts and scary stories? Is that your sort of jam? I'm guessing no, just from knowing you. No. I do enjoy those, especially around Halloween. I'm always looking to listen. It's funny because like I'm a super big skeptic about like horror stuff. Like I don't believe any of it, but I love listening to it. Almost like it's like trashy, like National Enquirer stuff, like UFO abductions and hauntings and things like that. But I'm always just like, that's impossible. That's no way that's real.
There are some things that I kind of like, and maybe it sort of borders more into like the true crime stuff that's like horror.
Yeah, well, true crime stuff's like a little bit different.
But the ones that are sort of more like where it seems like somebody's being possessed or like something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your standard, all American killing spree. This one, there's like a twist where. Whatever it is, like nobody's seen the person in 15 years and then they come back and allegedly kill a bunch of people. Like
that's because they've been listening to Ozzy, Judas Priest.
Yeah, it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Backwards messages stuff in that stuff will lead you to the beast. On that note, one of the great things about Halloween is the music, which is what our podcast is about. I used to love to DJ Halloween parties and make playlists. There's so many great atmospheric songs for Halloween. There's lots of 60s rock, surf songs.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that, like, if you're looking for something like that, there's a band called Frankie Stein and His Ghouls, which our buddy Dev turned me on to last year. Excellent. There is, like, other newish bands like Twin Temple, who are, like, satanic soul singers that sound like Amy Winehouse if they talked about witches and devils and orgies. And then there's pop stuff like Ghostbusters song, 80s synth stuff. I'm assuming there's electronica and hip hop. I don't know much about Halloween versions of those, but I'm assuming they must have electronica and hip hop songs that are Halloween based.
Maybe. I don't know about. Well, I could see like hip hop and like MF Doom or something like that having like.
Oh yeah, I should look that up sometime.
Yeah, like I'm sure like that wouldn't surprise me.
Insane Clown Posse. I'm sure they have something Halloweeny for the juggalos and juggalettes out there. Which leads me to punk and metal and their subgenres. I feel like this is like something that almost all punk bands and metal bands dabble into. Metal, obvious because there's like the whole like right or wrong. There's like the whole say the devil stuff and like wizardry and all that kind of stuff. And then there are like chunks of metal that are totally about all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be dark and scary, which just leads to that. And then there was like we talked about before, like the whole satanic panic thing, which kind of almost amplified that thing. Like as a Kiss fan, Kiss is a good example. As a Kiss fan, I'm like, Kiss has nothing to do with Halloween other than they wear makeup, but
the costumes and mask. Or makeup, I guess.
They got lumped in as a Halloween band always. Like if you were like looking at a playlist of classic rock, they'd be like, well, we'll put Rock and Roll All Night on there.
Yeah.
It's not very Halloween-y, but because they are that way. And then in punk, you have like whole genres like horror punk, Misfits and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, even like sort of like psychobilly and rockabilly kind of leans itself towards like.
Yeah, there's lots of songs about zombies and.
Yeah, and that like kind of goth-ish look to it, even if it's not like that industrial goth sound.
And then there's like that whole like cinematic punk stuff like My Chemical Romance or a band we were talking about the other day was Creeper.
Yeah, like, that's who I want to talk about because their new album comes out on October 31st.
Okay.
And like we were talking about, I hadn't really listened to Creeper before. I know that they're kind of a handful of albums deep, but that new single And actually, I think they've got 3 songs that have come out from that album so far, and they're so awesome. Like, I've totally slept on this band, and I love everything that I've heard from them. They remind me of AFI and Meatloaf put together.
Perfect. That's a great description. If you like or dislike either of those bands, I would still consider listening to it because they're awesome. They're just fun and it like so cinematic and so like over the top, but great. Like great singers, great music, great everything about it's pretty cool, and it is very like gothic Halloweeny. So
yeah. Like I said, it comes out on October 31st. So great for this topic.
Perfect. One thing that I always find funny, and I'm 100% guilty of it too, is that it's funny that like Halloween opens itself up to bands becoming a cover band for the night. I will almost bet money that any rock and roll bar that has shows in the next coming weeks will at least have one night where bands dress up as other bands. And it's such a like funny thing because it's like, oh, okay, it's Halloween, so like we're going to be Rush for the night.
Yeah.
We're like, it's not really anything to do with Halloween, but it's like, it's just like this thing of, it's cover band heaven. It's so funny. All of this made it really hard to choose 5 songs for an episode because there were so many ways you could have gone. Being a huge Misfits, Danzig, Samhain, and Misfats fan, 20 pies, I decided to steer clear of the Misfits or Misfits covers, which is like, I guess having Misfits covers could be a topic of its own in here. But I want to bring this up because lately I've been really listening to a bunch of bands that acoustic cover the Misfits. When you listen to a Misfits song in acoustic form, you can hear how insane and ridiculous the lyrics they are, and actually how fucked up they kind of are. Like, there's a lot of really messed up stuff they're talking about, but it's also so over the top and ridiculous that you're like, this is like is this a Weird Al song? Like, did Weird Al get satanic?
Yeah, like if he started taking himself, like, like all his dark and intrusive thoughts came through.
Fuck, I love Danzig, but he's just a goofball. Like, I can't not watch interviews with him, and I can't not watch videos of him and stuff. Like, if I knew him in real life, I would hate the guy. Like, everything about him would drive me nuts. But then I sit and listen to him talk about, like, reading some weird Bible that he says exists where they talk about werewolves and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Or watch him do karate. So ridiculous. Anyway, on that note, is there anything else you'd like to touch on before we get into our first picks?
No, you really set that up nicely for my topic, I think, or for my first pick. I think when I was going through, like, I really, the Misfits were sort of the most obvious one, or like AFI or Alkaline Trio. So I decided to go with all 3 of them for my first pick. Sweet. And the song is Halloween,
nice.
Which is the Misfits version, Misfits song. And I was tossed between the AFI cover or the Alkaline Trio cover of it, and decided to go with Alkaline Trio's cover. Nice.
That's an all-time favorite of mine. I literally have the album right here.
Yeah,
it's right behind me.
It's such a great cover. It's because it is what you said, like when you sort of take it like one of their songs and strip it right down. I feel like a lot of them are ridiculous, but at the same time, this one is actually like, I think it's one of the Misfits, maybe not one of their, it's one of their better songs.
I would say it's one of their better songs. It sums them up really good, and like the lyrics to it are actually like not ridiculous.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and this one, like, the lyrics aren't aren't quite as like as silly when you really get into it.
Yeah.
And I think just like that stripped down, like all piano version of this, just like has like a chilling vibe to it that you would only get by slowing the song down and taking all the instrumentation out, as opposed to trying to play it faster like AFI did.
Yeah, that's why I was just gonna say, like, the AFI version's good, but it just sounds like a better recorded and polished version of the Misfits one, where like this is like its own liberty. And again, Alkaline Trio did such a good job of making it almost creepier and
like more haunting
and almost like cinematic too. Like we were talking about those other bands. Like there's like the intro part of it is just so good. It was definitely a go-to of mine on like for any Halloween mix.
Yeah,
it's a great first track song too for like a Halloween mix. Or this podcast.
Yeah, I think the idea of Misfits covers to sort of highlight that the Misfits were actually a pretty good band at writing songs, maybe not playing them, but certainly not recording them, because every Misfits recording sounds like absolute garbage. And then we actually hear like a cover that's recorded in what seems to be a real studio as opposed to a tape deck in someone's back pocket. You're like, oh yeah, these songs are actually really good.
Well, that's some of the thing with them is a lot of it was DIY stuff.
Yeah.
Like, which is so amazing that they like.
It just feels like every recording is just like, well, I guess the last one we recorded the bass. On this version, we'll record the guitar and just the snare drum. Everything else, forget it.
And then they really don't even have that many releases. That's the weird thing. Like they have the same songs on things, but they really don't have like that many albums that are actual albums. It's mainly just collections.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he did Sam Hain, which is like basically a Misfits band without the Misfits.
Yeah.
Great pick, Justin. Like I said, I would have picked it if I didn't make that rule, just to control myself.
I'm also willing to take it as low-hanging fruit to start the episode off.
Great low-hanging fruit. I mean, it's no 20 pies, but man, is there a band I wish I could have seen more than the Misfits? I don't know.
Was it an actual band? Like, would they play shows, or was it just?
Oh, yeah, they played shows.
Oh, wow.
They did some shitty record. I wish their songs were recorded better too. One of these days, maybe I'll just pick up. I know there's still Misfat shirts around, but yeah, you can see their shows online. They're all fat too, which kind of makes the band better. I think if they were skinny, it wouldn't be as funny.
For sure. Yeah, you gotta really lean into it.
So, with my picks, I tried to pull a Justin here and go with a theme. My idea was to pick classic horror monsters as themes. So songs about monsters or ghouls and that sort of thing. But then I started overthinking things and it started driving me nuts. So my theme sort of may not be as direct as I once wanted it to be. Because I just end up going back to like Monster Mash kind of sounding songs, like 60s and 50s rock. And I'm like, this isn't going to work for the podcast. So my first pick is a band from Sweden. The song is called Nightcrawler. The album is In the Dead of the Night, and the band is the Dahmers. Nightcrawler, I'm assuming, is a reference to vampires. Justin, do you like vampires? Do you like vampire movies?
Only Twilight.
Okay. This podcast needs to take a break. No, I'm just kidding.
Team Jacob, or whatever his fucking name was. Is that a guy? I have no idea.
I think he was the werewolf in it.
Was he?
Come on, Justin. Well, I really like vampire movies and vampire imagery and that kind of thing. So that was an easy one for me to pick. But then I thought, well, there's got to be a good song about Dracula. But there wasn't. Just lots of like cheesy songs. So, and I did want to play the Dahmers on here because they're great for any Halloween punk rock playlist. Almost all their songs are related to horror movies or horror-based topics. They wear skeleton costumes when they play. The band name alone conjures up some pretty strong ick. Mm-hmm. If you're new to them, they play garage power pop punk. They also have amazing album art and merch. If it wasn't so expensive to get stuff mailed from Sweden, I'd be all over their shirts. In the Dead of Night is their second full-length album. Features great songs like Bloodsucker, Beyond the Grave, and of course Nightcrawler, which is the song I chose. It's again about a vampire, or at very least a creature of the dead prowling the nights looking for blood. If you like this track, I'd check out their discography. And also, if you like them, I'd check out the singer put out a solo album under the band name No Tears, and it's a solid pop punk or power pop album. So, yeah, I just really like the Dahmers. I don't know if you've ever heard the Dahmers. Have you, Justin?
I think I've heard them in passing, and
I think you'd like them because of their music. How they've got that Swedish thing where like you can tell they spent time in the studio putting it together. Yeah. So even though it's pop punk, it's like the pop sensibilities there.
Yeah.
Even which I think Swedes are known for in the rock genres. Like there's just a way that they record stuff and put together music that's sort of there's always that pop element to it.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my pick.
Awesome. Great pick. Starting it off, I went with Alkaline Trio. I don't even know what album this is.
It's just if it's off the
It's just like a single release, or was it a split or something?
It is just called Halloween. The Alkaline Trio. It's just two songs, Halloween and Children in Heat, both Misfits covers.
One of them's great. I don't think I've ever even heard it. I went with Halloween off the album Halloween by Alkaline Trio.
The Dahmers, Nightcrawler off In the Dead of the Night.
remember Halloween, dead cats hanging from poles, little dead are out in groves. I remember Halloween. Brand-leaved vertigo, skeletal life is known. I remember Halloween, this day anything goes, burning bodies hang for poles. I remember Halloween. Candy apples and razor blades, little dead are soon in graves. And I remember Halloween, this day anything goes, burning bodies hang from poles. I remember Halloween, 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 Halloween.
All right, rolling along to our second picks for Halloween here in the month of October. This one it didn't take a lot of digging to get to. As soon as it kind of clicked in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, this makes a ton of sense, although it's not what I would really think about for Halloween, because I don't think they celebrate Halloween over in the UK where this band hails from. Maybe they do now, but I don't think it was a thing like back in the day.
You know what? They do now.
Yeah, I feel like it's this album, I guess, came out as an album. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it was just a single. Came out in 81, I think. The song is Ghost Town. The band is The Specials. Classic two-tone ska. But this song has like just that really kind of like sinister sort of feel to it. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of a dark alley on one of those nights where you just feel like something's not right, just the way that the kind of horns and keyboards work in it.
Well, the organ definitely makes it gives it that creepy feel.
If I knew more about music, I would say it was like in a minor key or whatever. But there's something about it that it just has this like hauntingness to it. So as soon as I thought of the song, I'm like, oh yeah, this is totally great for Halloween, and it's a departure from like that Misfits horror pop or horror punk kind of sound. So, and it's actually one of my favorite Special songs. It's a great song.
It's definitely one of the best Special songs. The funny thing, and I'm not like to cause any problems with it, but it's kind of like how I was mentioning the Kiss thing. It's always brought up with Halloween stuff, but it's really not about like anything spooky other than the economy, the destruction of the economy.
Well, I suppose like a lot of their stuff, like sort of like it's social commentary, and just sort of like trying to paint a picture of what it was growing up in these like really working class UK towns where plants are shutting down and jobs are leaving and towns are shuttering and becoming really kind of like depressing and dangerous.
Would you call them ghost towns?
I would almost say that they were like a ghost town. Yeah.
But regardless, like the song is so haunting. If not knowing that, it's like such a haunting sounding song. Mm-hmm. And the video is too, like with them just driving around in their car. I don't know if you've ever seen the video.
I don't think I've seen the video, no.
Yeah, they're just driving around in a car, and it's like, there's something so creepy about it. Because it's got like that British graininess to the film, too.
Mm-hmm. I think that's rain.
Could be.
Just 24/7. Also, the song came out in like pre-MTV days. Why would they have a music video?
I don't know. I think we were discussing this. Maybe the UK had videos.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Maybe they did. Maybe that would track with the other ones that we were talking about.
Yes. Justin and me had a sidebar conversation about the first videos that were on MTV, and we were shocked at the kind of music that was played the first day. Specials being one of the bands that had a number of videos, and like The Selector and Split Ends, things like that. We were just trying to figure out why these bands had videos ready to go. Iron Maiden was on there too, actually, which is also another. So
there you go.
So maybe there was like already a music video show in the States that we didn't, or not in the States, in the UK that we don't know about.
Is it something could it be like a VH1 thing? Is VH1 from the UK?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Like Top of the Pops is a thing, but that wasn't like a video show, right?
That was like a live. Yeah, it was like live.
But maybe it even comes from that. Maybe because they were doing those live performances like that always. I don't know. Who knows?
Because I'm like, I can't see a band going back when MTV came out, 84 or something like that. Like
before we can remember.
Or 82 or 83 or something. Like I can't see bands being like, oh yeah, we should go back and record a video for that, radio hit we had 2 years ago. That doesn't make any sense.
But even like Black Sabbath, there's like a Paranoid video, and I'm sure it's just like footage from like them being on like Top of the Pops or whatever, some sort of.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like there was German shows too, maybe. Like I always hear about like filming like German TV and stuff like that. Maybe where North America was behind on all that. What do I know?
I've got some old German videos, but they're definitely not the kind you can put on TV.
All right. On that note, I don't know if you have anything else to say about the Specials, but you're sure making me feel special. Much like my my co-host's videos, the next song I have is a little bit freaky.
Well done.
The monster in question is Frankenstein. Well, sort of Frankenstein. The band is Night Court. The song is Bride of Frankenstein off their EP Freighter set. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of Frankenstein stuff. I've never even seen Bride of Frankenstein. I don't know why. I just never really got into Frankenstein stuff for all my weird horror movie liking and things like that. Do like Frankenstein in Frankenstein's Monster in the Monster Squad. He says bogus, which is always a win for me.
Yep.
If you know me at all, that's right up my alley. I also do like the version in Creature Commandos, which is actually both the bride and the monster are pretty rad characters in that show. As for Night Court, they are from Vancouver. They are a garage pop punk band with an extensive collection of songs on top of many side projects and previous band members' work. Bride of Frankenstein comes off the Freighter EP, which is a horror punk based EP. And The Bride of Frankenstein is, just like the title suggests, a song about the Bride of Frankenstein. Apparently, there's a video, and it's got tons of clips from that movie. But again, I've never really seen it, so I'm not too sure. Much like most Night Court songs, it's just fun lo-fi punk rock, and I dare you to not get this song stuck in your head.
I look forward to checking it out. I've listened to Night Court before. I can't recall the song. I also feel like I would skip it based solely on the Frankenstein thing. Yeah.
Not a Frankenstein fan either, hey?
I don't think so. I don't get the appeal.
It's the bolts, hey?
Yeah.
It's not sexy
Makes me
enough.
want to bolt.
Ooh.
And that haircut.
That haircut. There's a new Frankenstein movie coming out that's supposed to be good, though. We'll see.
Let's see. I went with Ghost Town by the Specials.
Night Court, Bride of Frankenstein.
to our third picks for the Halloween episode. And as we talked about at the start of the program, I really like Halloween, and I thought a good way to think about some good Calgary Halloween memories are to talk about a great Calgary band or two. And I thought, I don't think Halloween is like just a Calgary thing by any means, but there's a couple really good tracks that have Halloween adjacent themes, and one of them is a track by Calgary legends Chixdiggit, and I think this was maybe one of the earlier songs, but I think it came out on a 7-inch that they released on Honest Dawns, and then came out on Born on the 1st of July in 1998. The song is Chupacabras, because they're gonna reach right out and grab you.
Much like your German films.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna touch you in all sorts of ways you didn't expect in the middle of the night. I don't know. Chixdiggit, I know we've talked about him a lot on the show. Don't really have any more to say, although aside from, yeah, they're great. They're awesome. Always a fun listen. And this song, I think, first of all, writing about a chupacabra seems sort of ridiculous. I think it was based on the X-Files, because there was an X-Files chupacabra episode, or maybe that was just coincidental. I don't know. Yeah, like it would have had to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Chupacabras were all fat because of the X-File thing at the time.
Could have been, yeah.
Maybe they were big fans of the band Chupacabra in Calgary.
But I feel like that was after the song would have come out.
No, it was about the same time. This song came out on the second album, no?
Yeah, so 98.
Yeah, Chupacabra was around then already.
I think so.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I'm just starting Calgary rumors now that only like us people our age would know anything about.
One thing I didn't know about this is I knew that Chixdiggit would have recorded at Sunday Sound. What I didn't know is that Ryan Green was actually the one that produced and helped put this album together.
Oh, really? Like he came to Sunday Sound to do it?
I'm assuming...
Or they recorded it and sent it to him?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what... I don't know if he would have done it up here, but I feel like he would have had his hands in the mix. So... yeah, didn't know that till I sort of looked it up for the episode. So
that's kind of interesting. Well, he didn't do the Sub Pop one though, right?
No, I think just this one, which was out on Honest Dawns. So again, that
I just would have always assumed that Dave recorded everything. Like the drummer for Chixdiggit worked at Sunday Sound at that time. I just assumed he recorded their stuff.
Yeah, he might have engineered it and
Ryan mixed it or whatever.
And then Ryan mixed and produced it. Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah,
it's a great song. Good, funny video too.
Yeah, classic Calcon.
Always loved Sport Calcon. Always loved Chixdiggit.
Let's hear it for Chixdiggit.
Let's hear it for KJ. My next song is about witches. I love a good song about witches. There are a ton of them. Also some great movies about witches. I'm sure I've talked about it before, but I always kind of found witches and witchcraft a little bit interesting. But not like the kind of people that practice witchcraft now. Like, I always find those people kind of annoying. Unless you're a witch and you're going to screw us over and curse us or something. Most of that seems like hocus pocus to me. Hey, see what I did there?
That's very well. Man, you're on fire tonight.
It's that extra coffee.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I was really into always like reading about the witch trial stuff and that whole thing and how fucked up it was. And then, yeah, I took a course on it even at school, which is probably why I never got a job in a field that related to my degree. But like modern witch stuff makes me giggle. But I guess there's that whole feminist aspect to it, which does make some sense. Just don't put a spell on me, anybody. Anyway, the song I picked is called I'm a Witch. It's from a band called Pale Lips and their album After Dark. Do you know Pale Lips at all?
I don't, no.
Some CanCon for you, Justin. They're from Montreal. They play punk rock with a rock and roll anthemic edge. They've put out some great stuff over the years. After Dark came out in 2019, I believe. Feel like it's their second or third album. It's been a while since I looked at their whole category because I believe they're not around anymore, or they're one of those bands that like doesn't really break up and then puts something out and then they go into other bands and then comes back and you're like, oh, there's like a single from the I don't know where. They're a really great band, really catchy, just enough rock, just enough pop punk, great riffs and vocals, and it's got that Phil Spector feel to it without the ickiness of thinking about Phil Spector. I'm a Witch is a go-to Halloween track for me. It's got that 50s sound to it. It's perfect for a ghoulish dance party. And I love the line, I'm not a babe, burn me at the stake.
That is pretty good. I do feel like like you were saying with the modern day witches, like it sort of feels more like people that believe in like crystals and like,
yeah, that's where I was going with that, like, kind of thing.
Different energies, and then it becomes like that whole like
personality
bizarre
trait.
Yeah.
The aura of this room just feels so off, Justin.
Yeah.
Can't be in here.
Just I can't take anyone serious. That
I can't take people serious. Like it would be no different than someone that's like ultra religious or like where that rules everything about you.
Yeah.
Things like that just always kind of make me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
back on your broom, beat it. All right.
No Michael Jackson on this podcast. He's flawed.
Back to our third picks. Hailing from Calgary, the one and only Chixdiggit with the song Chupacabras.
Hailing from Montreal, Pale Lips, I'm a Witch off After Dark.
Well, I can see you, but you can't see me. It doesn't really matter because you can't run anyway. You don't know what I want to do. It only takes a second to get a hold on you. So let's get to business because I didn't come here to play. Chupa, yeah, chupacabra. Gonna reach right out and grab you.
right, continuing with our fourth picks for the Halloween episode of the High Fives Punk Rock Podcast. We are going to stay in Calgary for this one with a band that, I think really lived up to Halloween in a number of ways, or at least in the idea of like wearing masks and singing about awesome things like werewolves. The band is The Browns, and the song I'm picking is American Werewolf in Calgary. Classic, like very Calgary song.
Yes, although it's in Tony Hawk, so
yeah, I was going to say, aside from the fact that it made it into Tony Hawk 3.
No, it's not in. I don't even know which one it's in. Maybe it's in 5.
Okay, so a little bit down the line.
I thought it was in 4 or 3 too, but when I started playing them again, it's not on the new soundtrack. So I'm assuming it's like after.
Yeah, the Browns were one of the bands in Calgary that I think tried to really do. Like, I think they tried to do something different. I think maybe not so much in sound, but like I love the idea of like nobody was supposed to know who the Browns were, and they all had like aliases that they played. But of course, we're a very small city with a tight scene, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. That's all the same gear as the guys from this band. And that guy's car's in the parking lot. And I saw him at work earlier that day.
He told me to come to the show.
Yeah. So not the most hidden identities, but still a lot of fun. And they were awesome live. They were so good because, again, I think you put on a mask and something just kind of changes in your personality and presentation.
It is funny because some of them were like so mild-mannered that their like bravado under the mask made it even better.
Yeah, for sure. It's it allows you to...
And knowing that some of them came from like bands that were very like so politically tinged and like PC and vegan and all this stuff, and then come out and being like, we're a horror punk band that's gonna tell you we're the biggest rock stars in the world.
Yeah, and the whole rock star shtick from a very DIY scene, and DIY band was pretty awesome too.
One other thing that I think is hilarious is that they also had a pseudo band for Halloween and things like that called Dude Buggy. That was like,
oh yeah, that's like, I totally forgot about that.
Which is even more insane. They were like, one personality thing's not crazy enough. We're gonna pretend we're a band from Sweden called Dude Buggy.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Good call. It was guys from Rebel Young Republican,
Showdown,
Porter
Hall.
That's right. Yeah.
Lucas.
Yeah, all of whom were, I think, very well regarded local bands.
Yeah, I mean the Browns continued after too when the lead singer moved to Wisconsin and then formed with other people there.
Yeah. Maybe Masked Intruder, we don't know.
They do not like Masked Intruder, from what I can tell. I feel
maybe
like
that's all part of the shtick.
I can't tell. They're not even around anymore to care, but it felt like for a bit there that was a big rivalry that they wanted in their heads.
Yeah,
and we've talked about their infamous TV episode that will never be found. I wish to God somebody could find it when they were on A Channel's breakfast show.
Yeah, they did a like live studio performance at like our 4th largest TV stations, aka smallest TV stations, like morning show, which basically ended any live performances on a morning shows anywhere in Calgary for a number of years.
I believe when Brock was on in the first season, we interviewed Brock about it, and he had said that they got so much like hate mail and like concern that they were like, banned, and it's like you can't find the episode anywhere. It's not on YouTube. It's nowhere. Like, and they broke chairs on people and stuff like that. Like people were calling saying my kids are tormented for seeing this.
Amazing.
Won't anybody think of the children? Fucking people have too much time on their hands when they complain about shit like that. Like, just turn it off. Just change the channel. Anyway, great song. Also, there's some great Calgary references in American Werewolf in Calgary.
Yeah.
Too. I believe they talk about the ship in there.
Yeah, in 17th Ave.
Yeah. Before it got gentrified. Yeah, great pick. I don't know if you have anything else you want to say about.
That was it. I thought you would enjoy it.
I do enjoy it. I love the Browns. I'm going to stick with some more CanCon. And this one is about ghosts or haunted houses. Do you believe in ghosts, Justin?
This is going to be a weird line to take. I don't believe in ghosts, but I can weirdly get behind haunted houses.
Like the idea of a haunted house, or you just think it's cool? Or like a haunted house might exist?
That a haunted house might exist.
So what's haunting the house if it's not a ghost?
Well, they've got these crystals, Mike, and if your aura is not cleansed...
Okay. Go on. I'm intrigued.
And you're not vaccinated, then that's when they'll catch you. No, I don't know what the difference is between a ghost and a haunted house or how they would relate to each other. The idea of like...
Something has to haunt the house.
I know, but I sort of think of it more as like someone being like possessed versus like
okay.
dead and coming back as a spirit.
Okay. It's a fine line, but we'll take it.
Yeah, because there's only one person that's died and come back as a spirit and touched us all. And that was Tupac with his hologram.
And his AI, where he's hanging out in Cuba with
Is that
Kobe.
the newest?
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe.
And Mr. Rogers. There's a lot of him hanging out with Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, that I believe.
Yeah.
That would...
So I sort of believe in ghosts. I'm 50-50 on it, but also like super skeptical. Same with haunted houses. Like I'm like, oh, there's always probably a legitimate answer. But I do believe people are creeped out by things. Like I want to believe in it, but I also want to believe that like somebody's TV turned on because of static electricity probably, or like the lights flickered because of, like electrical short or whatever, or you heard a noise because you wanted to hear a noise, more so than a ghost. And then my other caveat against ghosts is that like, why are they always from the olden times? Why is there no like 90s skater kid ghost or a raver ghost or even like an 80s like dirt bike nerd ghost?
Yeah, or like surfer ghost.
Yeah. Like you never hear about that. It's always like, this like soldier died in the Civil War and that's why it's haunting.
It's old prospector.
Yeah. So that's my one caveat. Or like they died of the plague, so that's why they're haunting. Well, people die out of like lots of things now and they don't haunt anymore. So people are still getting murdered in houses, I'm assuming. People tell me that Portland's really dangerous right now. I'm sure people get murdered there all the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, think of all the ghosts.
Or the Portland ghosts. The hipster ghosts. What coffee shop's getting haunted right now by some hipster?
Just a bunch of breweries.
Yeah, brewery
Taps
ghosts.
running for no reason.
All right, that's gross. That's a gross thing to think of. Anyway, the band I picked is called Chain Whip. They are from Vancouver. The album is called 14 Lashes. Not a reference to those German movies that Justin's watching. And the song is called Turner Street Ghost Motel. Chain Whip are awesome. Have you seen Chain Whip live before?
I haven't seen them.
Like, I don't think they're the kind of music you'd like, but live they are just like a fucking ball of energy. They're what like I picture when people like talk about like those 80s punk bands from California that were like dangerous feeling because they were like so loud and aggressive. I saw them open for Nightbirds at the Palomino, fell in love with them. They were so intense and fast. This song is great. It's probably the least aggressive song on the album. It's the longest song on the album at like 2 minutes and 10 seconds or something like that. It's about a haunted motel. Whether the haunted motel is a real story or just made up for the thing. I tried to look up if there is a Turner Street ghost motel, and the best I could find is there's maybe one in Alberta.
Ooh.
Yeah, in Longview. I know Longview's near here, but I don't know where Longview is, to be honest.
We can go tomorrow and get some jerky.
And ghosts, turkey. Anyway, the song is a
ghost jerky is a different type of movie as well. Popular in Germany.
That's you talking about the Ghostbusters scene?
That's the ghost job.
Yeah. Also a fucked up thing to think that's in that movie.
Snuck that into a children's movie.
Yeah, it really didn't make its way into my mental brain until I was way older and saw it, and I was like, whoa. Huh? Good for him. Back to the song. It's again, same vein, fast and aggressive punk rock, but it's got the spooky quality to it and makes it a perfect hardcore punk Halloween song.
Awesome. Look forward to checking it out. And I love it was interesting as soon as you described how that band was on stage, the first thing I thought of was like a band like the Nightbirds, who I also haven't seen live, but I don't hear a lot about the Nightbirds without them being talked about how good they are live.
They were so good live, like phenomenal. That was a great show. They have a lot of good songs that would have worked for this podcast.
I had shortlisted a couple of them. Our fourth picks for Halloween episode, I went off. This, by the way, is one of my favorite albums. It's The Browns' Greatest Hits Volume 1 and American Werewolf in Calgary.
Chain Whip, Turner Street Ghost Motel off their album 14 Lashes. Great pick, Justin. Every time I think of the Browns, I think of how on their album they've got the last one on the left. and they just go through that whole like intro of their song, and it's like 14 minutes long. And I'm like, for a first release from a band to have like a 14-minute song of them just playing the bass live and then shouting at people and shouting out their names. Oh man. I hope you were enjoying this Halloween episode as much as we enjoyed talking and joking about it. I just wanted to say thank you to the listeners for listening to this episode and to any other episodes. Justin and me were talking the other night on a non-podcast related hangout that we were just amazed that anybody wants to listen to us talk about the music we love and make bad jokes and puns about things that some of you guys don't even know anything about. It's just inside jokes. But thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Thank you to the WhatsApp group for all the same reasons and more. It's great having that little chat to go talk to about the episodes, about new music, about random things, sometimes that have nothing to do with anything music related. If you want to join, just get in touch with us. Thank you to anyone who's taken the time to get in touch with us or left a review or sent in a list. If you'd like to send in a list for this episode or any others, you can. We always love hearing what songs and albums you would have picked for the topic. You can find us on Instagram at High Fives Podcast. You can find us on most streaming services. If you like our show, consider subscribing or hit like or comment. Those do help us. I think just get forced into the algorithm. But other than that, I don't really give a shit. The best thing would be to tell a friend who likes this sort of music and tell them to give us a listen. That would mean a lot to us. Finally, thank you to Justin for doing this with me. Always a pleasure to hang out with you and reminisce and talk about fun music and just hang out.
Yeah, it's been great. This has been a really fun episode.
Just this one, though, right? The other episodes?
Yeah, the other ones have been, holy shit, what a struggle. But this one's been, all in all, pretty tolerable. Nice.
Tolerable is what we go for here. We don't need more. Yeah. Should we get to our last songs then? Unless you have something you want to say other than that hanging out with me is tolerable.
As usual, I do not. So let's get into the last one.
You don't want to pick any fights with any bands?
No.
I believe you did with the Eradicator last time. Eradicator did take a good shot at you though, so
yep.
It was great.
He didn't like it's just because I said I didn't like a song about not liking golf.
Yeah, it was totally taken out of context, but I'm guessing they just got to that part and took it as you don't like the band.
Yeah, the band's great. Just leave golf out of this.
Yeah.
It's the second best sport compared to racquetball. Or squash. Squash. Oh my god, it's getting worse. I'm going to get eradicated.
Yep. Amazing. Okay, let's hear your last pick.
All right, this one I took a pretty radical departure. Went for the theme, really in name only, because it was a chance to play one of my favorite songs from a band that I got into because of the album that the song appears on. It's the fourth release from the band. I didn't realize that they had this much stuff before because this was really my entry point for them. I'd heard their name but never sort of taken the initiative to check them out. But when this album came out, I was immediately hooked, and it was because of the song. The album is Stage 4. The song is New Halloween, and the band is Touche Amore. So we've talked a lot about ghosts and witches and Frankenstein and werewolves and
German porn.
Mostly about German porn.
All featuring those.
I mean, you call it porn, I'd call it art.
Nothing like Frankenstein porn.
Coming soon to a screen near you. This is a radical departure from all of those themes. It's a unbelievably personal and heart-wrenching song of the lead singer Jeremy Boehm's mother passing away, and how he is unable to really kind of process that grief, or is at least having a really hard time understandably doing that. And there's just some just intensely personal and raw feelings that come through it. The idea of not being able to listen to the last message that she left for him, and just some incredibly raw and touching things.
Fair. It's a tough album to listen to. It's very well done. I guess that is the ultimate scary thing. Losing people is much more scary than than Mummies or Dracula or anything like that. So it does work. It's kind of a bummer, but it does work.
Yeah, real down note for the end of the episode.
Don't let Justin plan your Halloween dance party.
Maybe skip this one on the party playlist. Don't put it right after Monster Mash.
Yeah, it won't be a graveyard smash. It is a great album, and also was my entry point to that band too.
Sort of be a downer to end the episode from my pick, but
that's okay. I'll pick it up.
Yeah, let's leave it. Let's just hand it over to Mike and see if he can warm this one right back up.
So this one's a cheat, kind of, because I'm not sure if the Faceless is a legit monster, but the video implies they might be ghosts or mummies, so it works. Maybe they're supposed to be black-eyed kids. Do you know what black-eyed kids are, Justin?
No, but I'm pretty sure you can't call them that.
That's fair, I guess.
You're going to get our podcast syndicated.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's going to pick us up now. Anyway, black-eyed kids are like this urban legend thing that really fucking creep me out, even though I'm 100% sure it's fake. But like, every time I ever hear a black-eyed kid story, I'm just like, fuck, that was creepy. I don't want them to show up at my door. It's basically like, I don't know how to describe them. There's kids that show up and say they need help, and they have like black eyes, but they're like apparently very convincing. But then they're also like something weird and creepy about them too. And it's like kind of modern. Like there's not old stories about it. I think the first story came out when the guy said he was going to see Mortal Kombat, the movie. So like, I think that's like 90s.
Yeah,
90s?
That would have been
late 90s.
Yeah. Late 90s. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, always creep me out. I don't think the Faceless are black-eyed kids, but maybe they are. Either way, the band is Half Dizzy. It's a single that was released in 2023 around Halloween. It's Half Dizzy are a ska punk band from Long Island. And much like when we talked about Ghost Town, there's something about having organ or keys in a song that can give it a creepy vibe, especially if you are singing about faceless beings. The music really works for Halloween night. The Faceless has this vibe of eeriness, and it's and spooky themed. Plus the addition of Vic from the Slackers appearing on it works so well with the song because he kind of has like a kind of a haunting voice as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's why I picked it. So I am picking it up a little bit with a little bit of ska at the end of the episode. Great track that I just love. And Half Dizzy actually has an album coming out this December, so make sure you keep an eye out for it. And until then, you can enjoy the Faceless. And on that note, Justin?
Another Halloween episode in the bag.
Yes, apparently another Halloween episode in the bag.
Apparently. I look forward to forgetting about this episode and recording the theme again in a couple of years.
That's the way. That's how we do things around here.
All right.
Old. I'm old. I forget things. I steal batteries.
I forget things. Yeah. All right. That's a wrap on...
Is there anything spookier than getting old and forgetting things? No. Maybe Justin's porn collection.
Yeah, that's another show of horrors. All right, wrap on episode 116, High Fives Halloween punk rock songs. I went with Touche Amore, New Halloween, off the album Stage 4.
Half Dizzy, featuring Vic from the Slackers, The Faceless. Happy Halloween, stay cool, and be excellent to each other. Keep away from black-eyed kids, too. And maybe witches. What the fuck is this? Does that show up on your thing or no? I was like, do you want to live stream this right now? No, I don't want to live stream it. I'm recording. Okay.
Marta salió de paseo por el campo. Sorprendióla una terrible tempestad. Un viejo caserón apareció ante sus ojos a la luz de un relámpago. Era el castillo del conde Drácula. Corrió hacia él, empujó el pesado portalón, subió las escaleras. Y allí en el último peldaño estaba el conde Drácula, que le decía: oye, chiquita, qué gozada, enchufa el tocadiscos y vamos a bailar. Soy un Drácula yeye que a nadie asusto. Si no tiemblan ante mí no me disgusto. Soy un vampiro genial que nada chupa, aunque después me dirán que estoy chalupa. Soy moderno, soy eterno y lo estoy pasando bien. Soy vampiro con melena, soy un Drácula yeye. Drácula yeye, Drácula yeye. Yo no duermo en ataúd ni nada de eso. Veo la televisión y como queso. Cuando salgo por las noches yo no vuelo. En mis 600 me voy al cementerio. Soy moderno, soy eterno y lo estoy pasando bien. Soy vampiro con melena, soy un Drácula yeye. Drácula yeye, Drácula yeye. Soy un Drácula amigo de los hippies. Tomo whisky, hago y hago pipi. Cuando salgo por las noches vuelvo pronto, porque tengo miedo que me salga el coco. Soy moderno, soy eterno y lo estoy pasando bien. Soy vampiro con melena, soy un Drácula yeye. Drácula yeye, Drácula yeye, Drácula yeye, Drácula yeye.